Hello, everybody. Oh, hold on. There we go. A little bit bigger here. Now you can see me. Yeah. It's time to get our stream on. I delayed it because I was doing something last night, and yeah, on Thursday. So sorry. We're here. We're making good on this. We're gonna play Legacy today. It's the plan. So let me get everything set up for this. Actually, that is gone. I am working on it. Get the link posted out. Alright. Alright, here we go. We got it. Legacy time. Yay. Perfect. Alright. It's good. I should probably actually post the Twitter thing too. Yeah. You know, you should follow me on Twitter because I will always post the links whenever we're live here so you can find it. Definitely. Because I usually keep up with that. Oh, that does remind me. We are going to look at our community poll too in a minute. But right now, I also need to get mana traders to give me the deck that I need for today. Which I think I'm going to play. We're playing Unlicensed Terse, so. Two of those. I should do it. Alright. Now I just need to rent the deck. We did not have a good experience last time. But you know what? It happens sometimes. Not every league is a success. Traders is figuring this out. What else do I need to do while I'm waiting here? Got that. Great. That's there. I'll get this post up so we can talk about it. This was an interesting one, and the results are really, really close. Oh, they should be giving me cards any second now. All right, here we go. Accept. Got a deck. I know there's a way to do this. What am I missing here? I did not grab two cards. There we go. That should be all of them. Okay. Any second now. Beautiful. Alright. So look how easy it was. I mean, it takes a few minutes to get started in our journey here, but it's okay. Saturday stream is always going to be a little out of the usual zone. Perfect. All right, see, look, we got us a deck. And so you can see it. Oops, there we go. So yeah, basically we talked about this last time that maybe we don't need all 4 Hexcatchers for this because it really did seem like Unlicensed Hearse, its presence was missed. So we're gonna try putting 2 of them back in and see how that goes. So this still leaves us with 11, or no, it was 9 lords. I think that's, yeah, that should be fine. The Hexcatchers are, I think are still fine, but we have a lot of really good cards now. We actually have to think about whether we want to have certain effects in here, because like we're finally getting to the point where we have enough cards where they're all good cards, but we need to find out which ones are the best. So That's what we're doing here. We didn't really get to test this Mistcaller last time, so we're gonna give it another shot here. We are gonna have our fishes drive this car again. It seems like it did really well for us the first time that we were actually playing with it, so enjoyed that a lot. Okay, so there's that. Yeah, and now let me pull up this. So give me 1 second here to get this over here. How do I do this? What's will this work? I think this is what I did last time. Okay, it'll be fine. Here we go. Sure, fantastic. Alright. Yeah, our poll last time here was, which of the following Merfolk do you think is the most important card to have in the deck? Alright, and so this was surprisingly competitive, and it flip-flopped a bunch of times, so we have Silvergill 1 at 36% here, which I wasn't sure if Silvergill was actually gonna make it, because Trickster was like within 1 or 2 votes behind it basically the entire time, and there was a point where like Trickster was even ahead. So Hexcatcher stayed, you know, roughly here where it was relative to these two. 23% for such a new card does seem very competitive though, so I was actually surprised. I didn't think it would be this much, but a lot of people really believe Hexcatcher is like now the new glue tying this thing together. And Tideshaper, you know, only came in at 8%, which I kind of think that Tideshaper deserves a little bit more credit than that, but I kind of get it. Like, so the question is, what is my answer to this? I think that for a really long time the answer was Silvergill Adept, but the way that both Modern and Legacy exist now, I think the answer is Merfolk Trickster. So I'm casting my vote here. And it's interaction with the board, and like we live in an era where it's not that difficult to find ways to generate card advantage, but you need to have a lot more interaction with things on the board in order to actually live. So otherwise you're just gonna get run over by stuff like, you know, Cauldron Complete. It's just gonna destroy you. So Trickster is our way to like interact with all that stuff and try to give us a chance to catch up. Silvergill Adept it was great because for a long time the games were about trying to grind out card advantage, but that's not what the games are about anymore. So I think that title, in my opinion, has flipped from Adept to Trickster. It's still really close, but I think that it's more in Trickster. But still, so I thought it was a really interesting poll. We have a new one up too, and the new one I had a pretty good idea of like how people are gonna roll with it, but I'll give it another few days before we look at it again. Because there are still people like weighing in on it, but it is going about the direction I thought. Still, it's fun, so you should go check out the community tabs on my YouTube channel and vote in our polls, because I'll have stuff to like look at and comment on every week there. So it's been fun since we got our 500 subscribers there. I'm gonna make use of this tab. Why not? It seems fun. So okay, where are we at here? Yeah, as for this, the hearse I want to bring back because like I think it's really hard to fight back against like the Uro decks without this. We need something that actually removes cards from the graveyard, and I don't want to be bringing in Faerie Macabre against them. It's not really for that purpose, and it's really bad if you're just trying to remove only Uro. Hearse is great though because it both threatens to win the game, but it also severely hampers their ability to get Uro, even if they remove it. Like, you're taking away 2 cards, so that's at least like usually a full turn longer that they can't play it. And if they don't deal with the hearse and they just deal with all the other creatures, then this thing just ends up getting enormous. They never get the Uro out, and yeah, then any creature comes into play will just enable you to attack with this thing. So it is pretty good for that. So all right, Anyway, we are going to go and get into our league here. Why not? Let's get this going. You know, we did not get any play points after last time, so I guess we're using our ticks. Whoopsie. Alright. Okay. Yeah, this is a little bit an off time for us to stream, so it's probably going to take a little bit for people to realize that we're live. That's fine. But now we should be back on schedule next week. That's my plan anyway, so probably on Thursday night. But if, like I said, if you follow on Twitter, I will always post updates. If I have to move the stream, then you'll see it there. Alright, come on. This shouldn't take this long. I'm impatient. I want to get this over with. Yep, wait, here we go. We got it. Alright, here. I'll put the chat back up for whenever anyone comes here. Alright. Yes, we're going to be in the play. This is not a very good hand. If I have to use this Force of Will, I have to give up my only creature, and I can't really afford to do that. This is a little bit better. Guess I'm keeping this. I don't know what we're up against. We'll just get rid of an island. Alright, play island to pass. So if I play the Cavern of Souls here, they're going to know that Merfolk is what's up. It's very likely they have something like Swords to Plowshares. There's nothing I can really do about it, though. I think we just have to play Master of the Pearl Trident. We'll probably die, but I need to save this in case that maybe they're going to go for, like, Stoneforge Mystic, so we don't get to hold back our secrets anyway. Underground Sea. Oh, God. This has to be a combo deck, right? They're duressing us to see if we have a force, and we do not, so then we might just get rolled here. Well, the cool thing is we can Wasteland their Underground Sea. I'm definitely playing Silvergill Adept, so let's attack first. They probably don't have a lot of removal here. Alright. Edge of Autumn, they're going to sacrifice it to cycle. Okay. Well, we can't play around that, so they know the cards in our hand, but they won't know what we have off the Silvergill. It gives us a chance to find force. Okay. Hopefully hitting their land has hurt them a little bit. So we need like 2 turns to kill them. This has to be like Doomsday, right? This is what they don't know about right now. So I guess they're trying to decide whether they should go for it now. Maybe if they have like Ritual in the Doomsday, they probably can. Well, to do it, they'll probably have to crack the Flooded Strand. So they go to 16. When they lose half their life, they go to 8. We only have 7 power in play next to attack them with next turn, so they'll be at 1. So they can't play another fetch lane, and they won't be able to use a Street Wraith. So that might be part of the calculation right now. Yep, they put Cavern into play for Merfolk, so that way they can get Thassa's Oracle. Yep, they're doing it. Alright. Yep, it's Doomsday. Nailed it. Yeah, they know about the Master, so they know that they're going to go to 1 life from this. So they have to actually try to win right now. The Edge of Autumn should work, right? Because they can sacrifice the Underground Sea for a card here. They need... How exactly do they do this, though? Like, they need to draw, like, 2 cards next turn, right? Alright, how are they going to construct this? So, I think they can't do it this turn. But I think next turn they can. And if we find another Wasteland, that might actually be enough. Force is probably not going to be good enough to stop them here. So, playing a Lord and attacking them the 1 turns off Street Wraith, but there's nothing I can do about that either. They can, no, let's, trying to think here. So they have 5 cards here, so it depends what their 4 cards are in hand. There's a possibility if they have, I feel like if they had a Lotus Petal, would that matter? No, I don't think fetching hurt them at all, so they might be inclined to keep it in hand. It's got to be a difficult pile, though, because, like, again, they're going to 1 life, so they can't actually... The Street Wraith is not going to help them here. So if they use it, they die, right? They draw a card, they have 4 left. Edge of Autumn means they have 3 left. They have to draw at least 1 more card after that to have 2. So I guess if they have like a cantrip in their hand, then it might work. Yeah, they'll draw 1 for the turn. They can draw 1 for the Edge of Autumn. So, and then yeah, they need to have at least like 1 cantrip in order to do this. But like they so I think they put like Petal on top, and then they can use that to cast the cantrip. But it does open them up if they need to rely on the cantrip, then a Force could actually kill them. So I guess they're just trying to see if there's a fucking pile that actually works here. There may not be. Like, it depends on what their 4 cards are. But because of this, like, I don't, like, I guess they just felt like they didn't want to give me another turn to find a Force, but If they knew what the pile was, it shouldn't take this long to figure it out. I think they're looking at their deck and trying to figure out how they do the pile for this. All right, so let's see what they got. And there, depending on what pile they build, there are some top decks that we might have that could disrupt it. Like a Wasteland would probably be really big here. I don't think that's the one. All right. I guess let's see. What did you come up with, opponent? They don't know what's in our hand, so I guess we can make them think it's a force, but... Okay, opponent, what's your pile look like here? Yep, to float the mana. We have 3 cards. Oh, they found a second Edge of Autumn. Okay, that'll do it. Yeah. That was the other thing. I didn't know if they would have a second Edge of Autumn or not, so... Alright, well, I mean, it sucks, but that's just kind of how it is, so... is there anything else here that actually is going to help? Not really. It really forces our main thing against them. I don't think the hearse actually matters either. The Dismember might help if they have to go for a line like that where they still have 2 cards in deck, so... It's possible they might have, like, Murktide, so maybe we do need Harbinger. Alright, we'll do it like this. So yeah, their line, I think, didn't play around Dismember, so if we would have, like, had that in our main deck, like, that would have been an out. And they did end up having a second island, or yeah, they had another land, so... Something like Brazen Borrower, Dismember probably could have disrupted that, and that's what they chose to play around. Alright, that's what they chose to give up to. So, that makes sense. Out of the combo matches, this is probably one of the harder ones, because they are very fast, but they also have pretty strong plan B if they want to go that route, and um, they get to play a fair bit of protection too, so... We just did not draw anything. Like, I think if we kept a hand that had force, like, that would have been great, but not the first hand we had. This hand seems fantastic. We're going to keep this. We have a force here. Probably play Chalice on 1. Actually, should play 1 on 0 and then 1 on 1, so that way they don't have access to, like, Lotus Petal. Alright, if they have Ritual Doomsday plus Force backup, I can't defeat that. They might duress me here, though, which would suck. No. Okay, it's a Ponder. That's fine. So this turn, Chalice on 1 is likely to resolve. If they burn a force on this, then it means they don't have 1 to counter our force. But Chalice on 1 does stop them from using, like, Duress to take our force away. They chose not to shuffle. That's not usually a good sign. You're gonna force this. Interesting. Okay. The only thing that sucks is like Chalice interacts with like most of the cards that they're gonna cast before they cast Doomsday, but it doesn't actually interact with the important one. It doesn't deal with Doomsday. And like there is a reality in which they just cast Doomsday and then we die. You know what? They let off an island though. Maybe I was supposed to fight over this. Okay, so I have a choice here of which thing I want to play. I don't think it matters a whole lot. Probably play the Trickster and keep this up for the Force. Question is, which land do I want to play? So if I play the Wasteland, they'll probably find a basic with this. I could try to wait a turn though. If I play Wasteland, that means they can't like cast another Brainstorm right now. But it also means they're going to be a lot more careful about what they do with this fetch land. Alright. I'm going to play the Trickster in their turn. I do kind of have to force a Dark Ritual, though. Maybe. It depends. Might not. There's still a lot of ways this can go wrong. There's that. I guess Cavern and Merfolk makes sense. I can Wasteland their only black source here. Sure, I mean, you duress me. You take away my force. I can't do anything with that. I can Wasteland your black mana, though. It's not irrelevant. The best they can do is sacrifice it to cycle. Alright. We're at the point where I think pressuring their life total is the thing that matters the most right now. Yeah. So they don't have any black mana, so they need, like, Swamp into Ritual into Doomsday to be able to do their thing at the moment. If I can put them to 10, that means then the Doomsday they go to 5, and I do have lethal in play, so that makes it a little bit hard for them. But though I won't have Force off the top to help me. Force of Negation will help if I can draw that. Hexcatcher would also help a lot too, actually. This is a perfect scenario for it. It pumps up our board for an attack, puts their life real low, and then lets us sacrifice some of our creatures to counter Doomsday if need be. I guess the other thing they have to consider, though, is if they, like, say, play Swamp Ritual Doomsday right now, they lose 8 life. So they'll go to 7. And if we draw a Lord, they die. So their prospects are not getting any better. I think in that position I would probably be more inclined to wait one more turn. It's pretty free for them to do so. They're going for it. Alright. So I guess we just need to draw a Lord. That's how this goes. They have 2 cards left. If we find one of our 9 Lords on the top here, we can get there. If not, then we're fucked. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I think I was probably... I think that Chalice on 1 was way more valuable than I realized, because them not playing a Swamp in turn 1 means that if the Chalice on 1 resolves, they can't use Dark Ritual anymore, so it would take them more time to actually be able to win the game. So I kind of regret that decision. So it's not like they're gonna hard cast it on turn 3. Like, the soonest they'd be able to get it is turn 4, and like that's assuming they hit black mana every turn. So turning off the ritual was maybe close to the same as turning off the Doomsday. Alright. Yeah, they got, like, top decking an island was death. Yeah. Cycle. Cycle. Yeah. There's 2 cards left, they got it. Did not, like, have enough hate against it. That deck, I think, is really difficult for us to hate against. I don't know, I think maybe game 2 we could have done better if we had actually protected the Chalice, but that was probably a mistake. But it's still, like, Doomsday is going to be one of the harder ones no matter what. I think this hand's fine. We're going to keep it. Their deck is, in a lot of ways, it's kind of like faster than Storm. Like, we can't slow it down. Whereas, like, Storm, like, if we play, like, Null Rods and Chalice and Zero, it hurts it a lot more, where it doesn't really do that much against Doomsday. They still have a lot of ways to just win without it. Like, yeah, they don't need to have artifact mana. Merfolk. Lord, go get out there and do your thing. And we have 2 forces, so no matter what we're up against here, it's a safe bet that this actually does something helpful. That's kind of good. Alright, let's attack with the Lord first. No, because the Harbinger only bounces stuff that's tapped, unfortunately. It's like, that would work if I had, say, Otawara, but it would not work with Harbinger. But yeah, that's a good question, because, you know, you have to think about those things, but sadly, the Harbinger's text does not work that way. If it was printed, like, today, then it would probably work. Alright. I don't know what we're doing here, but this is probably good. Alright, so this is probably Jeskai. Or I guess it could just be like blue-white Stoneforge. Either way, True-Name Nemesis is a great pickup here. Sure. That's fine. Oh, that's tempting. Alright. I don't like showing them the Hexcatcher here, but I do probably need to draw the extra card, because they're adding 7 cards right now, so... Alright, that's good. So that means I can pitch the Hexcatcher if I need to. Okay, they might Supreme Verdict too. That's always an option. Teferi Time Raveler. Do I actually care that much about Teferi here? Like, no matter what happens, it doesn't really do anything to me. They already played a land, so, like, they could bounce Silvergill Adept or they can tick this up, but either way, I can just kill Teferi. Okay. Alright. I mean, I'm fine with this. It refills my hand, so... I don't think with 1 blue they can stop me from doing this. Yeah, they're not really in a good spot here. Like they kind of have to have, like, Supreme Verdict now. Okay. But I don't think that's enough. So right now, you have 7 power in play. Like, you are very close to dying. I think if I draw another blue card, like, you probably are dead. Okay, now they are dead, I think. Yeah, they're definitely dead. Okay. So I guess which ones do I want to use here? Does it matter? They could have a force, but I don't think that if they have a force, they still die. There we go. That did it. They had nothing. They were digging for swords and did not find it. Okay, so I mean, we're pretty good against this deck. I think the unlicensed Hearse is definitely fine, but the Force of Negation might be a little bit better. This interacts with like Snapcaster Mage if they're playing it. That's about it. Whereas I think either Dismember or actually, you know what? Dismember we might want because if they have like Monastery Mentor. You know what? I wonder if maybe we take out the Tide Shapers and bring in Force of Negation as well. This Cursecatcher does slow them down a little bit at the start. Could take out Trickster. They don't really play a lot of stuff for us to have to worry about trickstering, so that's also an option. Maybe do it like this. So this is really close. We are on the draw. Get the vial out, but if they like prismatic ending it and we don't find a land, we're probably in trouble. I think that this is I'm gonna risk this. Okay, that looks a little bit better. I probably do have to protect my vial. Alright, draw an island here would be fantastic. We do not. Alright. Well, we are protected against days. They saw us miss a land, so like if they had ending, I definitely would have used it there. Uh, well, we're gonna have to discard anyway, so I may as well just play this Chalice in 0. I don't think the Chalice really does anything, but it's better in play than it is in the graveyard, so... Cycle Shark Typhoon. Sure. You can get one token. Can probably try to eat it with Trickster if we want. That's not the thing that we have the Dismember for. I imagine they probably kept a hand with like a bunch of like Pyroblasts and Swords to Plowshares in it. They're very afraid of like Wasteland, so they get like lots of basics here. It's not bad. It's something we can at least play. Let's see what they do with this. Really? Wonder if they have, like, Verdict. Okay. Well, if they do, then I need to have at least 2 creatures in play for them to consider using it. Okay. I guess they have to assume that we have 4, so, like, yeah, that has to be the only thing that makes sense to them here. Prismatic ending on my Vial. Alright. They're, at this point, they have enough mana. There's things that they could be casting are way scarier than that, so... Well, that's good. Maybe their hand just wasn't very good. That's possible, too. If this Chalice resolves on 1, then they're taking 10 damage. That's gonna hurt. They might try to Pyroblast one of my lords here, and I think I just let that happen. I'm gonna keep the force up right now. I'm assuming they have one more removal spell, and then they're gonna try to resolve something big. Okay. So they were just sitting on, like, a bunch of removal, I guess. They still have 3 cards, so I'm assuming they still have, like, a Planeswalker that we're gonna... We'll pitch the Trickster to the Force, I think, because if we can get the True-Name out, that's really strong. Why are you fetching here? What are you, like, hoping to accomplish? Are you gonna hardcast Shark Typhoon? I guess they could. They could try. Narset? No, I think I am supposed to force that. So that's gonna draw them 2 cards. I don't want that. You may as well attack with the Shark token. You're not blocking, so... Interesting. Alright, we attack, and then we play True-Name Nemesis. So I think if they have Dress Down, they're going to play it right now. Interesting. Okay. Well, they just throw away the token, I guess, finally. Okay, but what are you planning to do here? You have 3 cards. We could be holding Verdict. Alright, yep. Sure. Merfolk. So they know we don't have a force. We have to play this Wasteland in case we draw, like, say, Island Force of Will. Or, I mean, we have to play the Cavern of Souls in case of that. Fuck, alright. Narset can now, like, help them dig for and answer this Chalice. Well, they got Swords to Plowshares, which means the 4 cards they saw sucked. Alright. Yeah, so it looks like their hand just was like, you know, a bunch of 1-drops and a verdict. That was their whole thing. I don't know why they're doing this like this. So Fairy Time Raveler is not something I'm terribly happy to see. They're gonna bounce my fucking Chalice of the Void. No, they're not. They're not worried about the 1-drops yet. They're just ticking up to Fairy. Alright. Well, you're a little bit late. Damn it. It's not castable here. Now they're gonna cast a bunch of like brainstorms. I need another True-Name Nemesis, but now it's like almost at the point where it's too late. So by the time I find it, they're just gonna find an answer to it. I guess there's some... No, I don't think there's any reality in which this matters. I'll do it like this. Okay. I was just thinking if we have to be worried about like back to basics, but probably not. Okay, well, they don't have a creature for us to dismember. They could, though. Like, they do have, like, Monastery Mentors in their deck, so that is something we have to be concerned about. Okay, now we're, like, dead. This game is basically lost. We're just flooding out here. We needed, like, one more creature would have probably, like, put the screws in, but we have drawn 2 Dismembers and, like, 4 lands. Alright, that's enough. I'm not going to be able to, like, actually keep anything in play here. They're digging too far into their deck. We're, like, at the, like, 1% line there, so... It wasn't, like, completely useless to keep going, but realistically, yeah, it was. Fuck! Fuck! I should not have done that. Otawara's legendary. I meant to put Wasteland... Or I mean to put one of these on the bottom. Alright, that was just a complete punt on my part. We almost never have both of these, and I'm not used to looking at them. Alright, I guess it's gonna be like this. I don't actually want to play Lord here. That is kind of what we needed here to have a chance. I need them not to have Dress Down, because if they have Dress Down, we're fucked. Can't defend against it, and it looks like they do. I don't know, our hands are, like, not terribly great. I'm gonna Pyroblast this. I think if we drew Chalice here, like, that would have been a lot better, but what are you gonna do? At least more true names are not dead off the top now that we have our mana for this. We can kill this thing, though, pretty easily. Of course you have another one, why wouldn't you? You are not bouncing this. There's no fucking chance of that happening. Yeah, it's like, there's only one direction you can go right now, and then it's up. I think we just lose. Our first 7 was not good, and then our 6 wasn't much. It was not like a lot better, so. This is terrible, because now, yeah, they can just draw us like a bunch of cards, and Force does nothing. So. That's gotta be the game, right? Like, even if I draw True-Name here, both of these are far out of the range of anything that, like, I can deal with. Like, they can also just dig for, like, Supreme Verdict as well to get rid of this thing. Or, like, maybe another Dress Down. This is where all our hopes and dreams are at the moment. Oh, they're fate sealing me. That means I am definitely dead. And they chose not to use the ability. Like, there is nothing. Alright, that'll do it. That sucks. Like, I think that match is usually pretty great in our favor, but, like, I don't know. Our draws in game 2 towards the end got really, really bad all in a row, and I don't think our hands were really good in game 3. I don't know. Even, like, keeping 2 Otawaras wasn't really like the thing. Wasteland wouldn't really, like, help that much more. They don't usually get a lot of non-basics unless they need them. Like, they have this. That is the one other deck besides ours that, like, actually does play, like, a basic island is in it. Like, they do play a lot of basic lands. So sucks to lose a match like that. This is not really how I was hoping that we would start off this league. What are you gonna do? The forces matter because you have to be able to counter Teferi. Like, if Teferi resolves, like, it is so hard to come back against it. Especially if you don't have a board state. So it effectively means you're never going to get one. Anything you play, they will either just tick up Teferi and use a spell in their hand to deal with, or they'll just minus Teferi to bounce it, and yeah, any of your counter spells are irrelevant, so. True futurism. It should not be this hard to decide that you're going first. Come on, let's go. Ah, fuck. I don't think I can keep it. If it was like a basic island, I would probably consider it, but it being a wasteland, that's not really good enough. Sure, I guess. Alright, Once Upon a Time is not really a card that we want to be seeing here. Okay, well, I guess we are playing the Cavern of Souls. We're probably never playing this island. Who's fucking playing main deck Carpet of Flowers? Glimmer Post. Okay, you know what? That might make sense here. The Wasteland is going to be actually really good. I'm not giving them free mana. Hmm. Okay, so my dilemma is I don't really want to tell them about Wasteland, but I can't really afford to play the island here. I think I just have to play this in the hearse. You will get no free mana from me. Of course. Sure, they have the fucking Pithing Needle, I guess. They're just going to name Wasteland. They just drew it off the top. Cloudpost is not a deck that we play against very often. And it shouldn't really be that bad, but like they started off like having everything. My god. Okay. Alright, well, this is gonna give them one extra mana if I do this. Probably sacrifice the Bajuka Bog and then keep this. Yeah, let's sacrifice the forest too. And then the turn after, I'm in a lot of trouble. I'm in a lot of trouble right now because they could still just play a land and activate both of these anyway. Really? You're not going to do anything with it? Let's... If I can find another mana, this actually helps a little bit. Okay, well, we're not worried about those things getting out of range here, so... Yeah, they're just setting up for their Cloudpost turn. Which they were going to be able to do no matter what, so... So they're going to get Primeval Titan here. It's not a good one for us. Yep, their life gain engine is here. Alright. So I kind of have to dedicate the Tricksters to, like, tapping down the Primeval Titan. They're gonna get, like, a Dark Depths next turn. Do I have to, like, actually try to kill them right now? From 20? I don't know that I can. It's 4, 8, 14. I guess... I don't think it's possible here, right? If I find another Lord, the most I could do is 18 damage. They still have a blocker, so yeah, it wouldn't even help. I think, though, any line that results in victory, I have to tap the Titan and attack this turn. Doesn't really help. Maybe it does. Animate this thing. I have to attack with everything. Tap that next turn and hope that's enough. Still, they have, like, Glacial Chasm too, don't they? Or they could. I don't know if they actually do. But it's something to be concerned about. Ayabugan, that's not a good sign for us. Let's not do that. There's a possibility of something like Platinum Empyrean, which we do have an Otawara if we can draw a land to get to beat that, but that's about it. They have like a bajillion mana here. Sure. We sack the stage, okay, so you don't have to be worried about that. So they're just gonna gain a bunch of life. Okay. Tapping 20. So they're gonna search for Ulamog, I'm assuming? Emrakul. Oh no, they can actually cast Emrakul. Okay, then we are actually dead to that. No, they had 20 mana because they can attack. Even if I sacrifice like all of this stuff, they are gonna deal enough damage to kill me, right? Yeah, I am actually. I think no matter how I block here, like this, there's no way that I'm not dying to this. It's a difficult one. All right. Jeez. All right. I guess Force of Negation. Chalice is sort of like okay, but it's not fantastic. The hearse is the hearse is like a little bit useful, but it keeps the reclaimers in check. But I think I'd rather have the dismembers. Actually, the Mistcallers interact with Green Sun, so I should bring them in. The Cursecatchers do nothing. There is an argument for this. The recalls deal with some stuff. I like bounce the pithing needles. Maybe this is more important against the reclaimers than I was thinking. If I like bring these in and like the recalls and just take out the Nemesis. I think that this card is probably like, oh, it's. I haven't played against this in a while. It's really difficult to say. Maybe it's worth more than I think. Alright, I'm gonna do it like this. Yeah. How's the league going? Well, we got destroyed by Doomsday in the first round, and then started off strong against Jeskai, but then like the match just kind of fell apart like towards the end of game 2 and like throughout game 3. So it's our third match. We're up against Cloudpost, which I haven't seen in many years, and they kept it. They kept like an opening hand that involved a main deck Carpet of Flowers and then played Pithing Needle and Wasteland, and we couldn't quite slow them down enough because of it. So we're in game 2 of match 3, and we are struggling a little bit. No, 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 fuck, 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 fuck. I didn't mean to pass. I wanted to play, like, True-Name Nemesis this turn. Damn it. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to play the Trickster now. Fuck, I got distracted, like, trying to answer chat, and I was not paying attention. Fuck, alright, okay. It's life, I guess. No, we're not letting them do this. I can't. If I let Pithing Needle resolve, then any wastelands I draw are dead. Well, they have like a bajillion mana right now. I don't think that this is a strong enough start to beat them having like 13 mana on turn 4. Like, yeah, what am I supposed to do about this? I'm just dead. Like, Ulamog is going to kill me, and I have no answer to this, so... Going after my lands? What? Come on. Okay. Just get like another Glimmer Post. What the fuck is this? Oh, they have a Tabernacle. Okay, that's good. Sure. That was just... That was rough. My god. Alright, whatever. We're on our path to another fucking 0-5. This is terrible. This is not the place I wanted to be at. Look, this hand is so bad. Like, maybe it's not as bad as I think. Like, we have the Chalice to play on 1 and turn 2, and then maybe this Wasteland will be relevant. Alright, fuck it. We'll keep it. There's like no pressure though. We have True-Name, so we have to hope this is one of the matches where this card is going to be relevant. We're on the draw. Oh, God. Alright, well, Chalice is usually good against these decks. Oh, never mind. It's Death and Taxes. We've just, like, lost this game. The Mother of Runes is just going to bury us. Or, wait, no. Are they playing, What? What the fuck is going on here? Sword of Fire and Ice? Are you kidding me? Okay. Sure. I'm gonna spend 2 mana and equip this thing. I guess the question is, can I slow them down enough? Like, if I wasteland this Taiga, is there any chance they won't be able to equip this? The other thing is, like, I might have to let them hit me with it for a turn so that I can Otawara and bounce this in combat when they get brazen enough to attack. Hmm. Okay. We're gonna go with this plan. Okay, so this is completely just... Sure, alright. They might get to hit me with the sword a few times. So yeah, the Wasteland plan would not have worked out. So what the plan that I am going to go with, though, is I'm going to play the True-Name Nemesis. And then I'm going to wait for them to attack, and then Otawara this sword. And then block the Mother Runes with True-Name. So it means I have to get hit with this one more time. Elfish Spirit Guide. Oh my god. I think I'm just dead. Like, I can't beat both that and, like, this is too much. Because then they're just gonna equip the sword to this thing. I literally have nothing I can do about this. Like, I don't think that, yeah, it's not going to make any difference at all because they can attack me. I'm going to go to 5. And this thing is just threatening to kill me with a minus. God. Okay, cool. Sure. Do what you're going to do. I don't have an option. Maybe if I draw, like, another Otawara. No, I'm taking 7 here, right? Yeah, okay, so that's... I have to find, like, another thing. Alright, sure. Here, if I play the Hexcatcher and... Okay, they just literally had everything. Fuck. Alright. This is our luck. This is just terrible. This is not a good match. This Minsc and Boo shit is, like, it is ridiculous and, like, it is very hard to deal with. To the point where I am now considering, like, do we need to have, like, red elemental blast in the... Or blue elemental blasts in the sideboard for this nonsense. Because I don't know that we're dealing with it. It seems like we haven't played against like the 8-cast decks in forever, so it's like some of this artifact hate in the sideboard is rotting. It's like almost everything that I've been playing against, like since Minsc has come back on, is like 8-cast has gone away, and like now all of a sudden we're just playing against that card all the time. We need Dismember, I guess. We need Harbinger of the Tides, and I mean the Hearse is usually fine. This is the other thing. Like, I don't want Force of Negation against a deck like this, but it's like at the same time, it's like one of the only ways we have to deal with the Planeswalker. So I do not have a good plan for this. Cursecatcher is also bad. However, Mistcaller is probably better if they're running Green Sun. So sure. This is terrible. Alright, I guess we're keeping this, and I think a Trickster goes in the bottom. This is also the exact sort of list that would run a card like Choke in it, so we do have to be somewhat concerned by that. Can't believe they just like hard cast Mother Runes into like Sword of Fire and Ice. That was such horse shit. And here we have another turn 1 Mother of Runes that I can't deal with. Sure, I'll show them another Silvergill. Spirit Guide, Pyroblast. Okay. Are they just like playing Turbo Mints? Is that the thing? They're just playing all the Spirit Guides so they can just like turn 2 this shit? Eidolon! What? What? Are you kidding me? Really? Come on. No. No. Come on. This is not a real game of Magic that we're playing, is it? Be honest. And they concede? What the hell just happened? I I don't get it. Okay. Huh? I am so confused right now. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take the hearses out and bring in 2 Force of Negations. I feel like this is gonna be good. They keep running Mother of Runes like on into the Vial on one, which is very surprising. I don't know why they gave up. They were definitely like not out of that game. They had time to find something. Okay. I mean, we have Dismember, and this does look like Wasteland is actually kind of effective against them. I'm gonna keep it. If they play Mother of Runes, I am just gonna Dismember that shit. Ignoble? Okay. I think I might still be supposed to Dismember this. So I could Wasteland this first. Kind of like that plan. This is a very mana denial kind of strategy here, so we're kind of on the plan that we're gonna hope to take the long game with True-Name. So if we disrupt their mana early enough, maybe they'll get disheartened and concede. Based on what happened last game, that seems like that's possible. Snow-covered mountain. All right, sure. It's not exactly what I was hoping to see here. Wait and see if they cast any spells into this first. Oh, they have nothing. Okay, well then True-Name is probably going to kill them. Okay. Alright, they conceded. They gave up. That was the weirdest way to get a fucking match win, but I guess we'll take it at this point. I have... Eh, I have no idea what was going on with that 75. That is just ridiculous. They're playing both Elfish and Simian Spirit Guides here with, like, Mother of Runes. but also like ignoble and Minsc. Weird. Okay. Maybe maybe they took inspiration from like the pauper decks that were just trying to jam like turn one initiative, and they were just trying to like see if they could jam, Minsc out as early as possible, because it does seem like that is a card that could like realistically just take over a game by itself. It's really devastating and hard to deal with. Like it puts up a free shield in front of it every turn, and the shield is like a 4/4 with trample. Fuck. So it does a lot. So all right, well, finally it took us 9 matches, but we finally got a win after the last league and a half. Ugh. If we can get one more, we get 50 of our points back, so that would be helpful. Hmm. Yeah, it definitely was a little bit fishy. You're not wrong. Something was fishy about that, and it wasn't the merfolk. All right, let's finish this league off. I don't know what the problem is right now, but it's just like something is just not clicking for the last like 2 leagues. We've also had a lot of really weird matches though, so like playing against a lot of decks that you don't necessarily expect when you're like signing up to the Legacy League. That happens. This is really tempting. We're on the draw again. All right. We have something to play with 1 mana besides the Aether Vial. They mulled a 6. I'm going to keep it. On being on the draw, if we can get another land, this hand is fantastic. Or, if the Vial just sticks, that's also fantastic. So, you're going to show us here. Underground Sea. Okay, this looks like this is probably Doomsday again. Which means if they're going to win next turn, it probably, like, the Cursecatcher being in play is not going to make a difference. Because they can play land and then still pay for the Cursecatcher. Yeah, so like they can just go for it here. Witchclaw Talisman. Oh, are they playing Storm? Is that what's going on? All right. I guess I might be playing this Chalice on 0, maybe. Interesting. Well, if that's the case, the Force was a great pickup here. What are they doing? Okay, now I'm getting kind of suspicious. What is playing like Wishclaw on that? Like, it could be Storm, but I don't know that they use exactly these lands. All right, I feel like I might be supposed to Wasteland this Bayou, because I think they're gonna Abrupt Decay the Chalice. I am very sure that that's what's gonna happen. I don't know what like something bad is gonna happen to this thing. No? Okay. All right. Well, We're about as protected from nonsense as we can be right now. The Bayou could also enable Veil of Summer, so that's another reason I want to get rid of it. Stuff like Abrupt Decay and Veil would be really bad for us here. Whereas, like, most of this other stuff, like Chalice, Cursecatcher, and Force can protect against pretty well. And it's very dangerous for them to, like, use this. I don't think they want to give that to us. And we're fine with this on 2 right now. Okay. Alright, so I don't think that it's time to play the Master just yet. Let's see. What right now we attack for 3, they go to 15. We put Silvergill and Cursecatcher in play, so next turn when we play Master, it'll be for 4. So then we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 damage. They go to 5, so it's still like 3 turns. If I put Master in play here, then they take 5, go to 13, and then the following turn, like, I only have 7 in play, so, like, yeah, I still don't... no, that's not true. I would have Cursecatcher as well, so... I take 5, go to 13, and then add another 4. So 9. Theoretically, if I play the Master here and draw exactly a Lord, that could win next turn. That also assumes that I'm not having to sacrifice my Cursecatcher, so... And... yeah, we might need more resources to fight them here, so... I'm probably more comfortable playing the Silvergill Adept, because... we might want to have another Force. I don't know. Or if we get another land, like, I don't know, maybe play another Gill. Okay, so what's the case scenario if that happens? Attack for 3, they go to 15, puts 2 Silvergills in play this turn. Alright. Maybe I am supposed to just play Master. I'm trying to think if there's any scenario where they, like, win next turn. Oh, the opponent is, like, asking what's going on. Now I'm going to put Silvergill in. I think it is possible if, like, we draw everything correctly that Master could theoretically get there next turn, but we don't know for a fact that's going to happen. So... yeah, they're giving me the question marks because we're trying to calculate what our best line is right now, and they're like, I'm just gonna die anyway, so just kill me. Yeah, look. Okay. Oh, that probably seals it. Alright. Alright, we got there. Okay. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I think they showed us a preordained. Alright. Yeah, it has to be like Ad Nauseam Storm. So they are gonna be playing stuff like Abrupt Decay, but still we still need to have things like Null Rod to help us. We need the Force of Negations. We take out True-Name Nemesis. I don't think, like, Hearst does not do nothing against their deck, but I don't think that we want it. They're gonna have stuff like Veil of Summer, so we gotta be worried about that too. I guess we can bring in like a Hurkyls here. Two. Maybe a one of, yeah. It's gotta be it. Like, they like thought seize me. You know what? They do play like Cabal Ritual, so this does mess up their math a little bit. Alright, we'll keep in one. Oh, well, the problem is like it doesn't work with the Null Rod. Never mind. So yeah, that would be bad. All right, and I guess in that case, could play one Hurkyls. I guess sure. This is actually pretty good. There's some decent interaction here. Cursecatcher into like Vodalian is fine. And if they were going like Carpet of Flowers, it's not going to do anything. And that's also good because now if they get a non-basic, we have the option of playing Wasteland plus Tideshaper. Oh, they're smart. They're getting the basics. They know to be afraid. Okay. Chances are we probably cast Vodalian next turn. Unless they get a non-basic, then I might be inclined to Wasteland it. If they just get basic Swamp, then we probably play a Lord. Thoughtseize? No thank you. That was a pretty good one to draw here. Alright. So... trying to think, because next turn, the right thing to do might be play Vodalian plus Tideshaper, so here... probably playing Master of the Pearl Trident is fine. You can pitch the Trickster to the Force. Or I could just play Trickster, like, that's not terrible either. If they don't do anything, I play Trickster. Well, no, I have to play a creature no matter what, right? Yes, if I, like... I don't know, it gives me the option to potentially flash in Hexcatcher, so... yeah, you know what, we're gonna just... we'll flash in Trickster. We'll pitch the Master of the Pearl Trident if need be. This gives us the most possible interaction to have against them here. If they just pass the turn, then we'll just flash this in. And then next turn we can play both Tideshaper plus Hexcatcher and still have our Force up. Alright, now it's opponent's turn to calculate. Here. Okay, that looks... Burning Wish? No. Oh, that's fantastic. All right. I can play Chalice on one, or do I play? I could play Vodalian Hexcatcher plus Chalice on one, or Chalice on zero might even be better. I think I'm gonna play that Hexcatcher here. I can always play the Tide Shaper through the Chalice. It's not a big deal. Okay. We might see Veil of Summer. Alright. Um, pay one for this. Oh, yeah, I was thinking about if I needed to pay through that. That's fine. All right, you have 3 cards in your hand. I guess you can get a bunch of artifact mana in play, but is three cards enough for you to do anything here with no extra mana? Okay, well, the Veil of Summer is that we're gonna play this kicked and take away their Bayou mana. So they didn't want to play their 0-drops there, but they traded the Veil of Summer with 2 creatures, so they played a land. I'll play this in case I draw an island so I can cast the Force of Negation next turn. If I draw a creature, I'm probably not going to play it. Right? I'm going to play this one. I'm going to play this on Rogue because I want them to really have to think about this. It's not going to make a difference to us, but I think it will make a difference to them. Okay, well, in it you turned on our force here, so that's still sort of fine. Sure, there's LED. Yep. What's your big payoff spell? There's no fucking way that's resolving. So yeah, this might just be a concede here because like they probably mathematically can't win at once this gets forced. Besiege You dodges the counter magic, but unfortunately gave me the second blue source to hardcast the force. They're gonna look for ad nauseam, but it's not gonna be to any. It's not gonna help them at all. So there we go. We win. All right. Well, we started to turn it around there at the end. That we beat the ad nauseam tendrils deck, which mostly we've seen the like the Epic Storm version, which I think is probably the better version of Storm. But there's still people believe in ad nauseam, so they still play it. Yeah, I think at least I'm pretty sure that's what right because I don't the Epic Storm it like cut like a lot of the blue cards from it. No, they don't necessarily need to have like all the blue mana to help them. So there we go. We managed to navigate that shitstorm. I think Hearse actually was still fine. We played against a bunch of matches where like Hearse does relevant things, so like against it we do want it for cards like Elfish Reclaimer, so that is helpful. It just wasn't in like the context that we were in, so when they have like Pithing Needle and Wasteland, then it's a little bit rough. It does like the kind of miss having access to Brazen Borrower here. I don't know, maybe the Harbinger has... Oh, you know what? I think we talked about that last time. Maybe the Harbinger was supposed to actually come out for Borrower. I might not have made that change. I think I talked about it before and I just forgot to update it for this list, so... Yeah, Brazen Borrower seems like it might help a little bit more against some of these decks. But... And it's also hard to say, like, if Hurkyl's Recall still needs to be here or not, because it seems like we're running into less of the 8-cast decks, but it's also extremely difficult to beat a bunch of them if you don't have it, so I'm not sure. It's hard to say. What about, like, the forces are fine, I think. Like, yeah, I think everything else is about where it needs to be, so I don't really want to change much. But we did see the Hexcatcher did a little bit of work there, so that was nice. We narrowly, like, just flooding out against, like, some of our good matches. Like, sucks, but what are you going to do? Yeah, I don't know. We've turned it back on course, I think, so this was definitely an improvement. And still haven't, like, we go, like, 3 leagues in a row with, like, Reanimator in each one, and then all of a sudden, like, it just disappears from the face of the earth the second we have Mistcaller here. That would just be my luck, wouldn't it? So, but I still think this is worth testing. Like, if we can actually, find, we'll eventually find the decks where this matters for it. Yeah, that's all I've really got for today. Not the most exciting league in the world, but at least we did see that. Like I have to imagine that these 2 copies of this are better than like the 3rd and 4th copies of Hexcatcher right now. At least I don't think that there's anything else I really want to cut, so it probably just needs to stay this way. I know some people have like cut one island to play like one Waterlogged Grove or something, like, or like cut one Otawara for another one too. Like, we saw the very rare circumstance where having 2 Otawaras was not great, but I think more often than not we want to have a second copy of this in our deck to be a bounce spell, so we don't feel bad about playing the first one. So I think I'm not gonna touch my mana base. It's pretty much where it needs to be. So, all right. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna post the link here in the chat. If you have not voted in the poll yet, you should definitely go and check out the community poll that's there. Because in this week's league, we are gonna talk about that a little bit. Which, like I said, I don't think the results particularly surprised me, but I'm just curious to see, like, what the actual numbers were. So, yeah, definitely go and, leave your thoughts on that. All right. So, it is that time again where I have to go and leave you for the rest of the day. However, it looks like the Legacy Pit is streaming. So, if you are here because you like Legacy content, guess what? there is some more Legacy going on. We're going to go and watch it. So we are going to start our raid with this.
Come on, go faster.
And I appreciate everybody being here. Yeah, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the replays. I really appreciate that every time.
Bunch of one-ups. Like, what do you like from the sideboard against Delver?
Right, so identifying that the most important card from the Delver side is iteration, I want every single answer to that, right?
Yes.
Hydroblast, Blue Elemental Blast, Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast, they're all coming in. We're going to have a party. The other card that I would like to see come in is the Mountain. Again, baseline,